Who's the favorite to win? We've never seen that proliferation
into AI, like Aaron Intelligence.
There ain't no intelligence there.
I'll give into that.
Hey, I would get a 790 on my SAT for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know. I feel better. You're not going to get on that. You're not taking me to you too. All right. Wow. I'll come down to conference championship weekend. We finished with the day's only matchup of top 10 teams. You guys believe Texas's Arch Manning? Oh my God! Games with 300 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. If the Longhorns win out, they're in the SEC championship game. Georgia's Gunnar Stockton has 9 touchdown passes in his last 3 games. Bulldogs beat Texas twice last year. 3 straight, but almost certainly locked up at CFP in AT. I just want to know who you think's going to win tonight. Georgia's going to win this ball game. Welcome to Sanford, Arch Manning. You look at the Texas Longhorns pass defense. Over the last couple games, fellas, averaged 375 yards per game allowed, 8 touchdown passes allowed, 0 interceptions. That's a bad combination against a quarterback who's red hot right now.
I tipped my hand. Go ahead, sir. No, I tipped my hand on this one because I think Arch Manning is on a roll. He's thrown for 700 yards in the last 2 weeks. I think Georgia's suffered on the pass side of things and defensively. Last in the SEC, sacking the quarterback, which gives Arch some time. The communication between he and the receivers is up to stuff, and Sark is a play caller deluxe when he's got time.
Texas's defense has to do what Georgia's defense did to Texas. Arch Manning and Quentin Ewers last year there in Austin, Texas. Big old ball game. It's a huge week, and Texas flop. So that defense has to show up in Athens and flip the script. I don't think they do it.
Did you just throw horns? Did you just throw horns down?
I never do horns down. You crazy?
Pick Texas.
Why you messing me out? I'm not.
November 15th, 2025.
I said
BJ did not pick
I said
Texas.
you lose.
So a major test for the Longhorns and Dogs tonight. Our guys are getting put to the test right now. Pop quiz time.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
Yeah.
I have a list of questions.
Building Yost.
I guess I'll ask the top one here.
Green.
Penn State is one of 2 teams 0-5 in games decided by 6 points or fewer. Who's the other?
Michigan State.
No.
Penn State.
0-5 in games decided by 6 points or less.
South Carolina.
Close. You got the conference right. There's your hint. Arkansas.
Okay.
They look good early today so far. Yeah? Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. The big question in East Lansing today. Will Penn State or Michigan State secure its first Big Ten victory of the season? The Nittany Lions sure look ready to provide an answer. State Farm College Football Today returns in a moment.
I was born with wings, but psoriasis swooped in to clip them. Now, with Bimzelx, I'm back to clear skin.
Bimzelx targets and blocks IL-17A plus F to calm inflammation.
Most people have 100% clear skin, some after the first dose.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections and lowered ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease have occurred. Tell your doctor if these happen or worsen, or fevers, chills, muscle aches, or cough occur, or you've had a vaccine or plan to. Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
Start to get back to clearer skin with Bimzelx.
Ask your dermatologist about Bimzelx.
Pizza. Sandwiches. We can settle this with a sibling cage match or Jimmy John's new toasted pizza sandwiches. Love me, Mom. It's win-win.
It's marinara everywhere.
Toasted pizza sandwiches at Jimmy John's. Oh, that's good.
With Straight Talk's real unlimited data, say yes a lot more. Yes to unlimited video calling. Yes to unlimited gifting.
Yes.
With Straight Talk, say yes to unlimited holiday moments. No, let the
assure us it isn't the only football-related pet peeve.
Biggest football pet peeve. Losing. I hate losing. We got off much in football career, so I hate losing when I like them. I'd say when people are like before the game in the mirrors, like trying to look all good. It's just kind of crazy because we're getting ready for a game and you shouldn't be really worried about that. Two mouthpieces, especially if they're both down. I mean, it's not if they're running. I feel like it's pointless. No, I feel like it's pointless. My pet peeve is how team All-Americans and stop players go super hard and mess up a play because they know what play it is. That frustrates me sometimes. My biggest football pet peeve is guys who lay on you in the games because they think that it's the defense's job to stop and not the offense's. My biggest pet peeve is empty hand dispensers, but that's not necessarily hand sanitizer dispensers. I would say poor clock management.
I can't say I have it for pet peeve. I love everything about the game.
I hear you, PJ. And they just stay empty. Why? All right, football pet peeves. Any pet peeves?
Those big old wolves.
The Land Grant Trophy is on the line today with Penn State and Michigan State, as both teams are 3-6, winless in the Big Ten Conference, needing to win out to make a bowl game at the end of the season. But if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, at this rate, it doesn't. Still, one thing, one game at a time. Take care of business, for us to sort itself out. We'll see what happens here coming up at the bottom of the hour, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, this mid-November Saturday afternoon on CBS. So thanks for tuning in and watching my live play watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coin Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. That'll be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit the red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share, hashtag college football, hashtag Penn State. Questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. As this video is powered by Rogue Energy, HopeKThrifts, and Dead and Hungry with Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue Energy merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Luke123, that's Luke123 for 10% off. HopeKThrifts, second resale shop that focuses on staying in the environment cheap and fashionable way, as most items are $20 or less and include brands like American Eagle, Converse, Free People, and Shein, among others. HopeKThrifts found on Depop, Instagram, Macari, and Poshmark. Yes, you guessed it. HopeKThrifts, it's HopeKThrifts. HopeKThrifts, so be sure to use the message seller code CHAPTHRFTS, cheap 10% off. Link also in the description below. And then Dead and Hungry, novel written by Nathan D. Mitchell. You can find it on Amazon. And once you do, go check that out over on Amazon. If it doesn't interest you, you might as well be what the title says. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Penn State, Michigan State coming up shortly. Once again, 3:30 on CBS with Brad Nessler and Garrett Danielson on the call. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coin Luke 96. Be sure to also hit the hype button on your YouTube screen if available, along with scanning the QR code behind me or clicking the first top link in the description below if you haven't done so already. So, yeah, Land Grant Trophy, as these teams have met a lot throughout history, but when Penn State joined the Big Ten in 1993, with Penn State, Michigan State being two of the land-grant institutions in the United States of America, the governors came together as Penn State. This is one of their two rivalry trophy games, as the other is the Governor's Victory Bell with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, in which they retained that almost about a year ago. It was actually the last time Penn State won on the road in a true road game. Yeah, they have gone away from Happy Valley and won in neutral site games, but their 3 wins this year all came at home, haven't won in 2 months, And now we move on once again with 3-6 Penn State at also 3-6 Michigan State. They both haven't won since September the 18th, so it's been 2 months and 6 straight losses for both teams. But yeah, it's a trophy game, Land Grant Trophy. Penn State leads the all-time series 19-18-1 all-time against the Spartans. Go green, go white, but we are Penn State. You know what type of game this is going to be when these two face off. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a hard-fought, physical game down to the wire. So, and really, at this rate, what do both teams, had to lose? Nothing, other than they need to win out to make a bowl game. And then you get those extra practices to build on into the future. Obviously, Penn State is still looking for a new head football coach as well. If we get into that discussion a little bit later on, okay. If not, then okay. We'll see what the university decides over the next, couple weeks or so with an official announcement on, who they're going to hire. Only time will tell in that regard. But yeah, it's a trophy game and only one of 2 for Penn State. So, yeah, they have rivals, but, from Penn State, Minnesota to Penn State, Michigan State, those are the only 2 trophy games they have, and they retained that 2 years ago against Michigan State. So today's game at Michigan State, inside of Spartan Stadium in East Lansing, is Penn State's first trip to MSU since 21, which was in the snow in a 1-score loss. Penn State's been losing a lot of 1-score games as of late. Every loss from the start of last year, other than the Ohio State game 2 weeks ago, has been a 1-score loss. Obviously, all the other games they've found ways to win. That's what, once again, what they have to lose. Nothing. So keep fighting. Go out and find a way to win here today. But Penn State's actually looking to win at Michigan State for the first time since before COVID in 2019 here today. As mentioned, both teams haven't won in over 2 months. September the 13th. Last I checked this morning, it's November the 15th. So, yeah, it's a mid-November Saturday, and 3:30 kick coming up here on CBS, as both teams need to win out to make a bowl game. As mentioned, if that happens, okay. Okay. But don't give up. Keep fighting. Like last week, Penn State hosted Indiana, almost upset the number 2 team in the country before the Hoosiers found a way to win with 30 seconds left on a game-winning passing touchdown. And, they remain unbeaten and are arguably one of the best teams in the whole entire nation in college football. But now from Penn State, as I was saying, the 1-score losses from the start of last year until now, other than the Ohio State game, they hung around in the first half and then got blown in the second half. Lost by 3 last week, but then over the past month, because it's been over a month now since they fired Franklin, had a 1-score loss, UCLA, 1-score loss, 1-point loss, and back-to-back games against Northwestern and Iowa. Obviously, this losing streak at 6 in a row started in the whiteout against Oregon late September, but just keep fighting. Do not give up. Find a way to win. I get it's been tough, but there's still, a chance for you to go out and prove everyone wrong, show people what you got, and that you're, still, they're still at times good, but then also at times, what the hell is this? They've lost 6 in a row. Penn State hasn't lost 7 games in a row. Whether that be in a single season or consecutively from one season to the next, since 1931. Penn State's never lost 8 games in a row in its entire football history, from the late 1800s until now. So, yeah, just as Michigan State has Penn State, Iowa, and Maryland left. Penn State hosting Nebraska next week on Senior Day, but at Michigan State today. Before then, they'll go to Rutgers after Thanksgiving. But one thing at a time, okay? One thing, one play, one drive, one quarter, one half, one game at a time here. Just find a way to win. Take care of business, try to sort itself out. You are Penn State. Fight, fight, fight. You know, this is Sparta, if you will, and Michigan State. Just they're not that good though either. So stats, there's not really a lot to talk about other than Penn State's about a touchdown point favorite today, over under right around 50. But could be a very sloppy game, just with how bad these teams, have been. I mean, you're 3-6 for a reason, because you've only won 3 games and lost 6. As it goes, you are what your record says you are. So they're 3-6, as is Michigan State. But yeah, all time in the series, as we'll kick off here in a couple minutes, 19-18 to 1. It was a shutout for Penn State over Sparty and Ford Field. Motown, Detroit, Michigan, Black Friday 2 years ago. They haven't played since. Yeah, Penn State hasn't played at Michigan State since 21. Haven't won at Michigan State since 19. And Michigan State hasn't played at Penn State since 2020, but that was in front of no fans, obviously, during the COVID season, 2 weeks before Christmas. So Michigan State hasn't played at Penn State in front of fans in 7 years, dating back to 2018. And then obviously knowing what the future holds and upcoming schedules, the Big Ten only has future schedules announced until 2028. I mean, shit, we don't even know. We know the opponents for next season. We don't know when the games are going to be played yet. But they should be releasing those over the next couple weeks, I'd have to expect. And speaking of the number 7, once again, Penn State hasn't lost 7 games in a row consecutively, whether that be a single season or, from one season to the next, since 1931. They've never lost 8 in a row. So, I mean, we'll only get into that topic if they do lose today. Obviously, the season's over. You're definitely not going to bowl game because you have 7 losses, and you need 6 wins. They're 3-6, so they have to win out. So one of these 2 teams, after today with a loss, season's over for good, even though you still have 2 games left. And then we'll see how the next 2 weeks go on, how they're playing, if they're continuing to fight or not, or if they, do in fact give in and give up. But today's November 15th. Once again, Penn State all-time on this very date, 12-2-1. So looking pretty good there, but today's today. Still got to go out and take care of business. Once again, rest of itself out. So, yeah, try not to lose 7 in a row. They've lost 6 in a row here this year for the first since 2003 and 2004, respectively. But then they won that 7th. That 7th game would be today. It was 1931, the last time Penn State lost 7 games in a row. So hopefully that doesn't repeat itself. But we'll see. And then, yeah, never lost 8 in a row. But that's next week if it comes to it. They played. But yeah, some stats. The Fat Man, Katron Allen, only needs 319 yards rushing over these next 3 games, which is a 106-yard average per game against Michigan State, Nebraska, and Rutgers as of now, before we kick off here today, to surpass Evan Royster, who has the all-time Penn State rushing yards record. So 319 to surpass Royster, and for the Fat Man to break the Penn State all-time career rushing yards record. Once again, an average of 106 yards per game is needed. Talk about rushing touchdowns and total touchdowns. Nick Singleton, he can take 2 birds with 1 stone and take out Saquon Barkley with needing 3 rushing touchdowns to surpass Saquon in both the rushing touchdowns record and the all-time total touchdowns record. So we'll see if happens here over the next couple weeks down the stretch or not. So 106 yards a game for the fat man to break the rushing yards record, and then whether that be for rushing touchdowns, total touchdowns, Nick Singleton needs to average 1 touchdown a game to break the rushing touchdown and total touchdown record. So we'll see, but that's about it. There's not really much else to talk about. These teams are, pretty bad. Ain't gonna lie, but Penn State is a 7-point favorite. The line's shifted from 7, 7.5, 6.5. Obviously you have the over/under right around 50, so they're expecting some points to be scored here today. I don't know if we get there. It's been a while since both these teams have won. I'm not saying they don't know how to win. It's just they've come up short in finding ways to win. So, when they're backed up against the wall, are they going to bend but don't break, or are they going to, give in and officially give up? And obviously you lose again, you're 3-7, your season's over with. So, yeah, could be sloppy, could take a while, could be a very low-scoring defensive showdown. Penn State has a running game, which is a good thing, with Ethan Grunkmeyer still in at quarterback for Drew Aller, who's out injured for the rest of the season. The offense is still just going through the motions at times and only up a couple yards here and there. But CBS brings us in on an aerial shot. Yeah, the Penn State Lions in their road whites inside of Spartan Stadium here today at Michigan State. So, Land-Grant Trophy on the line, and Santa and the Pope are in attendance as Michigan State fans today. So, coin toss going. Go. We'll see here in a minute. Looks like Penn State won the toss and either deferred or they want the football. 3-0, but you're 3-6. So I get you got to go through. But for Penn State, so than not, up against Michigan State here today, it's been a very disappointing season, to say the least. Obviously expectations are one thing, but then execution is another. And they've just arguably some of the worst Penn State football we've seen in quite a while. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, that's why you still play the game. Ain't side on paper, side on the field. Just do what you got to do. Find a way to win this game. And then we'll get in next week, and then go from there. But just frustrating. That's all it's been. It sucks losing. So hopefully they can snap a 6-game skid. And yeah, go from there. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll have recap, preview, stats and scores, and take it while we can get it here, because this might be the first of the last 3 games of the season. Definitely going to be first of the last 4 if they do win out somehow and they do go make a bowl game. But all right, Michigan State's on the kickoff, so Penn State will get the football. And we're underway. And it go out of bounds? No. Just sneak in the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 here, Penn State. As they'll be out on offense here to begin the game. And also here, 30 got some other games on. And we'll keep some updates for some. Just, we'll see. I mean, gotta have confidence, obviously, but yeah, 6 straight losses is tied for the 2nd longest losing streak in program history. They've done it a couple times. The 2 most recent times were in 03 and 04, but they won that 7th game. They've lost 7 in a row since 1931. So hopefully we're not, setting ourselves back almost, damn near 100 years here today with a 7th straight loss. So 1st and 10, get a couple yards on the opening play, and 2nd down. So yeah, Fat Man, 319 yards needed to break the rushing record. Singleton needs 3 rushing and or just total touchdowns to break both of those records. So 4 yards, make it 2nd and 4. They'll give the Fat Man again for another 2, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd and manageable, so we'll see if they can convert and work the sticks here, move the football, get a drive going, maybe work some clock. I mean, you are on the road, so hopefully you have a running game and put the pressure on them, not yourself, because they haven't won on the road since they won at Minnesota the Saturday before Thanksgiving last year. And, I mean, they needed a couple of plays to go their way in that game to, obviously end up winning that and keep the season alive before they made the playoff in the Final Four. Fumble on the snap, and down he goes on the sack, so they'll go 3 and out punt. I don't know if he wasn't ready for it or what. No, he wanted the ball, but it just hit him right in the hands as he got the snap out of the gun. Yeah, that's on Grunk. And luckily he fell on it, but then sort of picked it up and started running. And then goes down the sack. And then Penn State punts, fair caught by Michigan State 44. So about a 2 minute per second drive, and Penn State punts. So now here comes the Spartan offense, and they're coming off of a bye, so they are healthy. For what it's worth at this time, late in the season. They're rested up because Penn State hasn't had a bye since their 2nd bye in between the Iowa and Ohio State game, but then they gotten beat by the 2 top teams in the country the past 2 weeks as well. So at Michigan State, 1st and 10, Michigan State will run it, and there he goes. He's gone. And 20, 15, 10, 5. Yeah. Oh, fucker. Come on. Can they catch a fucking break or not? Oh, 1 play, 1 run, 50-plus yard touchdown for Michigan State. And they lead 6-0 over the visiting blue and white. It's going to be a long afternoon if this keeps up. Just hit the hole and he's gone. And the extra point is good. So just like that, Michigan State leads Penn State 7-0 with 12:46 to go in this first quarter. As Penn State 3 plays on a 3-and-out punt drive to begin the game. Michigan State 1 play, 50-plus yard touchdown run, and they lead 7-0. So we'll pull up some stats in a minute, but I mean, who knows? It could even get even uglier here for Penn State if this keeps up. I mean, I said sloppy earlier, but that's on both sides, just not on the ball, but on both sides of the field with both these teams as bad as they are at 3-6. Um, but if Michigan State can run the football and Penn State can't, because that's been the trend, they can't stop the run. If they continue to not be able to stop the run, Michigan State runs it, it's going to be a long game. But yeah, if Michigan State can do what they want, put everything on Penn State, basically control the game the way they want to play, Penn State's going to be in trouble. And then I'm not saying you're done for just yet. It's early. A lot of football, to be played. But, I mean, how do you give up just like that? One play touchdown drive to begin the game. Because clearly you're not being ready on defense. That's why. I mean, that's just piss poor from the top the whole way down to the bottom. From coaching to the play call to the players playing. I mean, you're out on offense to block, to run the football, to pass, to make plays. You're on defense to make plays, to make stops, to tackle. Obviously cover when it's a pass, but it's like they can't even do the basics. Like, that's how bad they are. But like as I said, it's been a tough growing season. They do it to themselves, done it to themselves, or continuing to do it to themselves. Just frustrating. They're hard to watch at times. But give credit to Michigan State. They went out and executed on a couple yard run play, but he hit the hole and off the races he went because Penn State can't tackle. So, yeah. Yeah, Penn State has 3 plays, negative yardage, and a punt, and Michigan State has 1 play and a touchdown. So, kickoff, field to the 5, return to the 25, and we'll see if the offense can do something here or not. Probably not, but you never know. I get it's early, a lot of football to be played, but man, just gotta make plays, gotta move forward.